Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Reports this afternoon that Manchester United and Raphaël Varane have agreed on personal terms or a pre-arrangement, whichever phrase you would like to choose, for a salary of 12 million a year. This is subsequently £5 million more per year. £5 million more per year than Real Madrid are currently offering their centre-back, Raphaël Varane. The reports suggest that Manchester United and Varane have come to an agreement over that. He is happy with the package that Manchester United Football Club are offering him to join the football club, the length of contracts, and all the kind of the sweeteners, the bonuses, the image rights, and squad status in between. There's still some work to do between Manchester United and Real Madrid to get this deal done. And Raphaël Varane wants time to go away and think about this deal. Real Madrid's offer is still on the table. Real Madrid are still offering him a contract. They still want him to re-sign. Although the news as it stands right now is suggesting that he has said no and that he wants to leave. The concerning factor here for Manchester United fans, that it's something Dean Jones has confirmed to us many, many times here on the terrace, is the fact that Man United are still not 100% convinced he will join. They have done the work. They have done the due diligence. They have put the effort in. They have put in a brilliant offer to get it done. But Manchester United are not resting on their laurels. Manchester United are not putting all their eggs into the Raphaël Varane basket. And they're continuing to look at other options out there in the market right now. But breaking news this afternoon, Manchester United and Raphaël Varane have come to a pre-agreement over personal terms in exactly the same way. If anyone asking why this gets done, it's exactly the same as Jadon Sancho and Manchester United. Exactly the same as Ben White and Arsenal. 9 times out of 10 now, maybe often more than 9 times out of 10, these pre-personal terms being agreed before the deal is decided and finalized between the two football clubs is standard. It's par for the course in the relation to the way these things now operate and move forward. It does appear Man United are trying to get this deal done early. There's still reportedly a good week to 2 weeks remaining before there's going to be a definite answer. Real Madrid, as we say, are going to continue to try and get Raphaël Varane to change his mind, but they're not stupid either. They will be talking with the likes of Manchester United to try and come to a deal. Where I think the real sticking point will come, having spoke to a couple of journalists about it today, is if and when Manchester United and Real Madrid come to their offer. Because Raphaël Varane has agreed and reached a personal pre-agreement with Manchester United, the arrangement is done. If Man United and Real Madrid get to a point where a deal is struck, it will put Raphaël Varane into an interesting position where he has to make his final decision. So maybe that will be in the next week. Maybe it will take up to 2 weeks. I think a lot of people are giving themselves some time here. I get a sneaky feeling this could accelerate quite quickly, especially with the £5 million a year extra that Manchester United are willing to pay Raphaël Varane as compared to Real Madrid. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on this news right now. Leonardo here says, until he publicly comes out and said he's leaving, I ain't believing this. You are not. I would say now you're going to go blue around the lips if you're waiting for Raphaël Varane to publicly state he wants to leave or publicly state that he wants to stay. He's not going to do that. He is talking and thinking about leaving. He is definitely up for a new challenge. He loves the idea of coming to Manchester United, but he's also up for staying at Real Madrid if the offer is right. He is never going to mark his cards in that way. He is never going to come out and put himself into a difficult position like that. If he says, I definitely want to leave, I want to join Man United, and then the deal falls through, he's left with egg on his face. He's never going to put himself into that position. In my opinion, it just isn't going to be a thing that is done. Let's keep going through this here. Josh says, great news for United and the Football Terrace closing in on 200k subs. Smash the like button, subscribe and share. Thank you very, very much indeed. Chad here says FIFA career mode. Listen, at the end of the day, Manchester United have been pursuing this individual for a long time. Man United are doing the work on this. And as I say, where I've got a lot of my information from this year has been very, very credible. The likes of Dean Jones is one of the most credible individuals out there in the market. And it's only the other day he still said, and I'll read you his message to me. When we spoke about the Raphaël Varane deal, and I understand why people are being skeptical. But when let me come through here. I apologize. I've had another message come through. Where is it? What's his name? Dean. I've got to search it. Man, WhatsApp message is crazy. I said to him, like, sort of any updates and thoughts on what's happening with Raphaël Varane after all the reports we've read. He says they are still, of course, talking to Raphaël Varane, but still working on Pau Torres and other deals simultaneously. It's unclear over the funds that will be involved in relation to signing Raphaël Varane at this point, and whether it is truly likely to go through, i.e., Raphaël Varane picking Man United and choosing to leave Real Madrid. Man United is still looking at this and treading with trepidation. He says, but they are giving it a go. So Manchester United are doing all the work on the personal level. They're putting a bit more effort into the Raphaël Varane side than they are the Real Madrid element. They have made an offer into to Real Madrid somewhere in the region of around about 40 to 45 million pounds or euros. It continues to change whenever I read a different publication. Real Madrid may be looking for around 10 million pounds stroke euros more in this deal. I don't really care either which way. I just want to see this deal get absolutely done. I want to see this deal get over the line. I want to see this deal completed as soon as possible. We have the super chat here. Says anything on Liverpool and Jeremy Doku. Do you know what's interesting? I'm going to reach out to a few of the Belgian correspondents that we've had on the Football Terrace. Very credible, of course, with Christophe Terreur and of course Sasha Tavolieri. I'm going to reach out to both of them the early part of next week. I thought I wouldn't chase them up for information just after seeing their nation crash out of the Euros. Jeremy Doku, along with a lot of the players within the Belgian setup that were potentially looking at moves this summer, Yuri Tillemans as well. These deals will now, over the next week or so, start to pick up more noise. You'll start to see more talk coming in because they're no longer at the tournament. They can start focusing upon their futures. So there is no new news right now, but I would anticipate to start seeing things come out very, very soon indeed. A comment here from CJ Legend says Varane 28 would be a great partner for Maguire at 28, moving Lindelof 27 and Bailly 27 to the bench improves squad depth. It does, but listen, if a top centre-back comes in, do not be surprised if Eric Bailly leaves. Something else that Dean Jones has confirmed to me in nearly every conversation that we've had, especially around Raphaël Varane coming, don't be surprised to see Eric Bailly leaving. The new deal was a contingency deal. It's a contingency deal. A good quality player to help with squad depth, protected the valuation of the football player. And if Raphaël Varane comes in, it is highly likely that Eric Bailly will leave Manchester United if the right offer for the right money comes in for him this summer. Villarreal are, of course, looking at him as a potential to come in and do come in and replace Pau Torres should Pau Torres leave. So there are clubs looking at him. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Eric Bailly leave this summer. By the way, I just want to say a massive congratulations to the young British tennis star, and her surname now just eludes me. I've been watching her all morning. Absolutely brilliant. Emma. I don't remember how to say her surname. I was looking at it earlier. It's one of those names that just drives my brain insane. Rudikanu, that's the one there. I couldn't remember what it was. Absolutely brilliant performance from her in the third round of Wimbledon. She goes into the second week, 18 years of age. Massive congratulations to her. Terry, why is Varane indecisive? Varane's indecisive because Real Madrid is an amazing place to be with a winning appetite, a winning mentality, 4 times Champions League winner. Ideally, you want him to stay. Where his head's been put out of joint is the level of disrespect. They're not only offering him less than he believes he deserves, they're offering him less than he's currently on now to renew his contract. So he's looked elsewhere. If they improve that offer by maybe 2 million, he may change his mind and decide to go. A lot of players are indecisive around where they want to be and will think about multiple options. Every now and then you get a Sancho or a Bruno situation where it's unequivocal. I want to be a Man United player. Please get me into that football club. So the Raphaël Varane deal, I don't think is overtly a problem in relation to that. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's a problem at all. I really, really don't. I really don't think that's an issue at all in any way, shape, or form. Let's do some more of your comments here. Remember, any super chats over the value of £5 over the course of July will go into the prize draw. we'll be doing the prize draw probably tomorrow. I was going to wait. I was going to do it after the England game, big audience, everybody there. But I'm having a few drinks this afternoon, so I'm going to do that prize draw at some point tomorrow as well. The Lederhosen haven't arrived yet. As soon as they come in from Amazon, I'll be doing the wrap, the John Barnes wrap as well, because obviously the likes of Maria Williams dedicated and donated money to the charity. So we'll be following up on all of that as well. Let's go to a few more of these comments that are coming through here. Terry, where's Jem's apology to Jorginho? I have no idea where Jem is. Man like Davies says the Glazers in doing things to win, Terry. Listen, bro. The Glazers owe this to Man United fans. And, one swift does not a summer make. If you have an absent father in your life, I'm not talking about you. I was just saying in general, if you had an absent father in your life, one brilliant weekend away doesn't make up for 10 years of neglect. But it's still a nice weekend. You get what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at this now. The Glazers to Man United fans are like that stay away dad who never turns up, who's always late, who's always got an excuse. But he has just taken us away for a really nice weekend, like a Friday to Monday, spent loads of money. We had a great time, even gave me a hug. He even gave me a hug. Now, I'm not forgiving him for all the badness in the past, but I'm crediting him where credit is due for a good weekend. That's where these things are right now. A lot of people asking in the comments, why would personal terms be agreed before a deal? It's normal. Clubs want to know. Man United don't want to do too much work with Real Madrid until they know they can get the player. They are still not 100% sure he wants to join, although he has iterated that he does. Although the likes of Fabrizio Romano have said he wants to. Actually, going to read Fabrizio Romano's words. And by the way, when it comes to agreeing pre-agreements, agreeing personal terms, or personal terms won't be a problem, that amounts to exactly the same thing. They are all the same thing. So whichever, you might hear one journalist you respect say personal terms won't be a problem, and another journalist say personal terms are agreed. And he goes, oh, no, this journalist said this. Forget the journalist wars. They all mean the same bloody thing. Officially, the deal isn't complete until the clubs agree on a fee and they're allowed to officially sit down and talk to each other. But in reality, it doesn't work like that. The pre-agreements mean something. So this is what Fabrizio said earlier on today. Man United are in contact with Real Madrid for Varane, as we've stated. He says, no official bid yet. The official bid won't come in until they know what's accepted. Official bids never come in until they know what's going to be accepted, or seldom come in until they know they're going to be accepted. Won't be a quick deal. I think a couple of weeks from here as a bare minimum. This could, though, some people have predicted it could drag out even longer. He then goes on to say personal terms won't be an issue, i.e. personal terms agreed. Man United will give him what he wants. It all amounts to the same thing. Real Madrid still hope to convince him to stay, but he wants to try something new. He's on top of Manchester United's centre-back list. There's very much an update there from Fabrizio Romano a few hours ago. This came in as a comment here from the Express Sports. I've also put out a notice in the last half an hour saying Real Madrid star Raphaël Varane agrees Man United personal terms as saga takes a new turn, and it will. And there's lots going on here. There's lots going on in relation to this. But get your comments in. Oh, okay, I've already had that comment. That's comments coming 5 or 6 times. Let's keep moving forward here. I actually want to read a comment that's not you guys chatting to each other, which isn't an issue, but it just makes no sense to me to read it out loud. Always good to see you as well, Melvin. Thank you very much for tuning in and having your say. Terry, what backup right back do you want? Do you know what? I wouldn't mind a bit of Kieran Tierney. Outside of that, I haven't really paid it much thought. Outside of Kieran Tierney, I wouldn't mind seeing Delo giving another opportunity. I'm not convinced, but I wouldn't mind seeing it. There's talk about the young lad from Rangers, whose name now eludes me. Tavernier, something along those lines. I don't know much about him. A lot of people rave about him. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind taking a punt at, but maybe he's not backup. I like Matty Cash. I think he's a really good player. But for me, it's gone quiet on Kieran Trippier, but I would look at that one. Again, there's no doubt. The fourth official says Myrtle and Fletcher signing of the decade. They could turn out to be. David says, hasn't Bay just signed a new contract about a month ago? Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. I wouldn't worry about it too much. If Man United sign another centre-back, I'm not saying he will be sold because the right money has to come in for him. But don't be surprised if he is. That's been stated by one of the best tier ones in the market, Dean Jones, on a number of occasions, and I trust who he speaks to because I know who he speaks to. So, yes, that's the man there, him. I don't know much about him, that's why. But for me, Trippier's the guy. Wouldn't mind seeing Delo given an opportunity. I like Matty Cash. Is this real, Terry? My view is yes. My view is yes. I think semantics come into this. And of course, whether you want to say there's a pre-agreement, personal terms are agreed, terms agreed, terms won't be a problem. I don't really care for what kind of language you want to use. They all amount to exactly the same thing. They all just mean the same thing. If you actually sit with a journalist and go, what does that mean? They say, oh, well, Man United are willing to give him the contract that he wants. Or Man United have agreed to pay him what he wants. Or Man United have made an offer and the player has agreed that he'd accept it. They all mean the same thing. They're all the same. I think we just need to get used to that. Terry's getting on it tonight. Well, I'm watching England play. Not too heavy because I've got to take my daughter to football in the morning. And of course, that's a much bigger priority than drinking alcohol and getting drunk. But definitely up for it. Terry, Jorginho or Rodri? I'd pick Jorginho every day of the week. And that isn't because Rodri isn't brilliant. It's because I like the kind of player that Jorginho is. I love how he plays. I love what he does. I love how he conducts himself. Sensational. What's your goalkeeper situation saying? Do you know what? David De Gea or Dean for me? I'm still sticking with De Gea. I like Dean Henderson, but he gives me Ben Foster vibes. And Ben Foster was a very good Premier League goalkeeper. But he wasn't good enough to be a title-winning goalkeeper. And personally, I don't quite know how we work this. It's risky. I'd sell both and try and buy All Black. Now, that's probably impossible, right? But that's just me, fan talk. I'd get rid of both and go for one of the best in the world. Donnarumma, by the way. How the hell have we all let him go to Paris Saint-Germain? Paris Saint-Germain. He's gone to a one-horse race. I've been so impressed with him. So impressed with him during the Euros. And he's only 22. But man's been around about 20 bloody years. About 20 bloody years. We've agreed terms with Varane. Yes, according to many, many sources, including Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano, though, uses very interesting language. He says personal terms would be no problem. But what does that mean? It means the player would accept what Man United are going to offer. And if you'd accept what Man United are going to offer, then you've got a pre-agreement. Because it's the agreement before the official agreement. Do you know what I love about it? I love how some people get triggered by, you're lying. Are you clickbait? You're making it up. It's like, all right, cool. But the other day when we shared information that Sancho had done, the same guy was tweeting Fabs going, is Terry telling the truth? 4 hours later, bang, it was confirmed. I'm not making these things up. It's out there. The thing is, just out there, Google it. The news is there. Just what I always wonder sometimes. Some of you, by the way, like 80% of our audience is UK based. So sometimes, like people say to me, but your audience might live in a part of the world where like Google is suppressed. Google ain't suppressed in England unless your parents have got like some blocker on your internet where you can't search for football news. I'm sometimes staggered by the fact that people think, Terry just made that rumor up. Yeah, I make them all up. Fabrizio's not real. I created him in a lab. I love this game. The thing is, I haven't been reliable. The people I've had on have been. My favorite one, me and Simon Phillips were chatting the other day. We know Simon Phillips, big Chelsea guy. And we were talking about how when we put out some of the news about Hakimi, we got stick for it. You said Hakimi would pick Chelsea over PSG. It's like, nah, bro, you didn't listen or read. It was if Chelsea and PSG offer the same money, he'd pick Chelsea over there. Chelsea offer nowhere near as much money as PSG. But again, people hear and read what they want to hear and read. And if a journalist they don't like says something, disregarded. If a journalist they love says something, it's the gospel truth. It's never what's being said, it's who's saying it. And I love it. I love it. Slencia says, Man United are worrying me with these movements. Chelsea need to get their fingers out. It's interesting because Raphaël Varane has been on the sort of the list for Chelsea as well. So I'm surprised They've made no movements in this, but maybe this is a little bit of what Raphaël Varane is waiting for. A little bit more time, a little bit more, maybe another club to come in and get involved. That could definitely be happening. There's no doubt about it. Of course, it's straight facts, bro. The thing with me is I've never gone on the internet and said something that isn't out there already or that hasn't been confirmed by somebody else. And it's a madness to me. But haters are going to hate. I love the fact imagine this. You come to my streams to dislike me. Putting my kids through school, brother. Thank you. Keep it coming. There we go. People will be people. This is very, very true indeed. Terry, this Varane news is giving me Ramos vibes, PTSD from years ago. It's giving Man United those same vibes, bro. That's why just remember this, Man United fans. I'm going to say this every time we talk Varane until I hear every single Man United fan on earth. This is what annoys me about the negative Nellies, right? You're missing the underlying point from one of the best sources in football. Man United is still looking and talking to other centre-back targets. They are not going all in, and they are not giving up the pursuit of others. They're spinning multiple plates. The operation is brilliant right now. Love or loathe who runs the club. The way we're behaving in the market right now is exemplary. So have the vibes, bro, because we all want Varane over anyone else that's available to us. But if we don't get him, we will end up signing another quality centre-back. I'm pretty sure of that. Let's go to a few more of these comments here. Pace, man like Gems here says, Pace Merchant, let's get him to the Prem, bruv. Raphael, I want to put this out there. Raphaël Varane signs for Man United. Man United suddenly have the best centre-back in the league, the best defensive right-back in the league, one of the best left-backs in the league, the best midfielder in the league, the best scoring number 10 in the league, the best young creative midfielder in the world. It's not bad. Happy with that. I love that. Do you know what I mean? It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Galactic Pro here says worst coach in the league. Maybe you're right on that one. Do me a favor, everyone who's tuning in, and hit that like and share button for us, please. Very important to the terrace that you do that. Thank you. Sorry, I just got a text from the journalist who gave me this information. He's like, why are you stealing my thunder? Because I paid you. I'm only joking, bro. Listen, I know you're watching. Next week, my guy. Sorry. Let's keep looking through here, these comments that are coming through. Only doing a short one time. My brother's going to be here soon. Bunda. Do you know what's funny, right? Language on Twitter starting to annoy me. Do you know why I talk language? And I see people that tweet how they don't talk. I see people use words in text that they don't use in person. I find it amazing. Like, I hear some people talk and you think they'd have an East London accent, and then you chat to them and they're from New York. It's like, bro, what's going on? I'm literally seeing like middle class white people using words like bunda. And I'm like, bro, you don't speak like that in like normal life. They're like, yeah, I do. I'm like, no, bro, I can't imagine you in the chinos, the shirt tucked in, the boat shoes with no boat. You know what I'm talking about? The dark shirt, the very light, sort of stonewashed, like stony colored slacks. They're not even chinos, they're slacks. Man saying bunda. It's mad. Like the internet's gone crazy. Internet's gone crazy for people. United need to get Varane before pre-season. It'll be a significant change. Listen, if we could get Varane before the start of the new season, it's impeccable business. It's impeccable business. And I do hope and I do pray that it happens and that it goes through. I really, really do. Let's do some more of your comments that are coming through here. Smash the like button for us, please. It's very important that you do that. Lion here says, I'm a negative United fan because what have we got to be happy about? Ollie's our manager. Fans are under the illusion that Fletcher and Myrtle are good. They ain't good. Director of football are ones that find gems, not bait. Listen, you're allowed to be negative, bro. And that's the thing about the terrace. You know, you're not excluded from having your opinions. I've got my concerns, but I think I just have a positive disposition on things. There's me being negative about it every day, every moment, in every tweet, in every video. What mileage is that going to do? Because none of us know. None of us know how good or bad we're going to be next year. My view is this. If you're an Ollie outer, let everyone say this summer's been impeccable. Even yourself, go along with it. So yeah, it has. Because then there's no excuses for Ollie. Like you're missing. I think people are terrible debaters. You're missing the trick of getting one over on the Ollie inners. Cool, brilliant summer. Ollie got his targets. Ollie got backed. Got his new deal. Everything's perfect, right? Director of football, amazing. Being run right. Now go deliver. For me, as someone who doesn't think Ollie is good enough, this is perfect. I don't get the negativity. It's a crazy one for me. A lot of people asking about Sancho. Yes, Sancho is reportedly going to start tonight for England. And now you're going to see the best creator in the England squad. Jack Grealish, who? Jack Grealish, nothing, bruv. I'm joking. Love Jack Grealish. I love that kid. Paul says, I'm loving what Fletcher is doing. Keep it up, Fletcher & Co. Doing better than Woodward at the moment. Absolutely. I love this game says, did you ever meet Riley Reid, Terry? It said all over Google you have. She's amazing. What? Who the hell is Riley Reid? Am I going to regret Googling Riley Reid? Who is Riley Reid? Oh, okay, no. I just realized who she is. Okay, no, I haven't met her. Chinos. Bro, do you know what, though? Listen, I've got some nice, skinny, almost skinny fit chinos that when when I was working up in the city, them with a banging shirt, nice blazer, proper good tie, they look good. But man's up wear them on the weekend when they take the kids out. Don't say bunda. They don't say rah. They don't even say bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I see them tweet with slang for clout. It makes me die, bruv. Stop trying to be something because it's perceived cool. Be yourself. Be happy with what you are. Your accent, your style, your flow, where you're from. Oh, I've got to sound like the popular ones. I need to be like the popular people. No, you don't. Be you. Be you. You might only be liked by 10 people, but they're genuine. I just need people to like me, even if they didn't really want to know the real me. Why would you want to be liked by people that want you to be different to be liked? Never in my life will I change just so people that don't care about me like me. Come on, wise up. Delete the search history. I'm good, bruv. Mo says Fabrizio said terms aren't agreed. Fabrizio said terms are not going to be a problem. In my book, in my world, that means the same thing. You know what I mean? It's semantics. Have they been formally agreed? No. Have they been pre-agreed? Yes. He's confirmed that by saying there won't be a problem. Why would they not be a problem? Think about it logically. Raphaël Varane knows what he wants. Man United has said they would pay that. Everyone's happy. That means it's not a problem. How would they know there wouldn't be a problem if Man United and Raphaël Varane hadn't discussed what they are? Think it through. Think it through. How can they not be agreed, but at the same time not be a problem? They have to be discussed. And if Man United were like, we ain't paying you that, then personal terms would be a problem, and they therefore wouldn't be pre-agreed. I love this game. I'm sorry to laugh. Oh, but people, semantics. Officially, even the Man United deal right now, did you see Man United's holding statement? Pre-agreement. Because until the contract is signed, it isn't actually done. But it is done. It's just relax, bro. Personal terms are not agreed in any way, shape, or form, but they're not going to be a problem. How do we know they're not going to be a problem? Because they've discussed them and they've agreed. What? Yeah, it's mad. If we sign Varane and go and get Sal Niguez, will we line up like this? 4-2-3-1. De Gea, AWB, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, Saunaghez, Pogba, Sancho, Fernandez, Rashford, Cavani. Oh my God. That is drippy, 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 like a broken fridge. Broken fridge drippy. Look at it. Imagine that team. That wins the Prem, even with Ollie. I'm just saying. I'm sorry to laugh so loud, right? I'm sorry to laugh so loud. But it's just, that is my real laugh. Like, if you come to my, you know what's mad? If you speak to, say, Adam Charles, when I laugh when it's like the maddest things. Like the maddest things people say. It's like, bro, no, I heard it's not done. I just heard it's not going to be a problem. Same thing, isn't it? Same thing. Same thing. Terry's a paid actor. Yes, I am. My name isn't actually Terry. My actual name is Sebastian Dimitri. I'm from West London, and I'm actually a supporter of QPR. I have a posh accent. I don't normally wear the old baseball caps and all that, you know, slacks and the boat shoes for me. Yes, paid actor. You would never have guessed it, eh? All that Cockney stuff I put on, it's just an act. I don't mean it. God, you think I'm really going to meet up with half the people that have come on this show? Council estate scum? No, of course, paid actor. I don't. I support the QPR, but I don't even like soccer. Oh, I'm a rugby man and a bit of polo at the weekends. Yes, paid actor. That's me. Fuck me. I love you guys. There we go. It's gonna be funny. Bring the GOAT to England. Go and get Messi. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Messi in England? Do you know what? I can never see Messi in England at all. It's just one of them transfers that I just think will never, ever, 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 ever happen, no matter what goes on. To anywhere. Richard here said, ruined it with De Gea. I wouldn't say it was ruined with De Gea. It is what it is. Varane is a B-Tech Phil Jones. Let's do that. Let's do it for the last 5 minutes of the stream. I want your bad takes. I want your bad football takes. That's what I want right now. Give me your bad football takes. Sebastian, you're finished. Active listening people. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to remember, like, a lot of people are, I know it's one of the journalists I speak to actually tells me straight that he doesn't share 90% of the information that he receives because he can't be asked with the backlash. And he said as well that the problem you also get is it's whatever the most flavor of the month phrase is. Like at the moment, saying personal terms are great. No, they're not great. They're not great. Now the flavor of the month is to say terms won't be a problem, but they basically mean the same thing. You know what I mean? I'd also get the one people that stay consistent that I respect are the fans that say, until I see a shirt being held up, I don't care about any of it. That's cool. I'm the other end. I love all the speculation. I love the feel of the trace. What's happening? What's going on? Are we in? Are we out? Are we shaking it all about? By the way, my kids watch a bit of YouTube, right? Kids, nursery rhymes and things. The Australians and the Americans. What the fuck have you done to the hokey cokey? First of all, there's no knees stretch. No, sorry, knees bend, arms stretch, rah, rah, rah. Not even in the song. And you call it the hokey pokey. The hokey pokey. Imagine taking one of the classic children's. There's no knees. The knees don't bend. The arms don't stretch. There's no rah, rah, rah. And it's called the hokey pokey. Get the hell out of here. Jerking my rice, bruv. What do you mean you don't know what the hokey cokey is? You do the hokey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. And then you're in a circle and you go, whoa, hokey, hokey, cokey. You do it as a kid. It's fucking fun. I ain't done it since I was a kid. Well, I'll do it with my kid. There we go. The Yanks mess everything up. Not everything, but the hokey cokey, they've bodged, bruv. They proper bodged it. Proper bodged it. Do you know what I mean? But young people probably call it the hokey pokey because everybody watches YouTube. Like, I remember my niece when she was younger, she used to like play with her toys and she'd sit there with an American accent. I'm like, bruv, you live in London. And she don't sound like you're from London. So yeah, she watches YouTube videos and then like mimics them, and she's sitting there. I can't do the accent, but she's like, "I'm gonna get my ponies out and play, man." I'm like, "Oh my god!" She asked for a coffee, and I was like, "No, I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here." It's true though. But listen, I digress. I move on. Man United and Raphaël Varane have reportedly agreed personal terms, or agreed on what they will give him in personal terms if the deal is agreed between Man United and Real Madrid, and he hasn't changed his mind. Does that caveat get me out of trouble if it doesn't happen? I don't give a shit, because I ain't the source. I'm the aggregator, bruv. I just tell you what's being said and give you the chance to have your say. If you don't think it's real, that's great. But don't shoot the messenger. Listen, I'm back after England versus the Ukraine tonight. And all I've got to say before I leave is this. It is coming home. It is coming home. 3 lines on the shirt. Let's go, boys. Let's go, Southgate. And I'll see you all again soon, people. Bye-bye.